So, hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Turn 5 podcast, where we will be previewing the Singapore Grand Prix. And correct me if I'm wrong, we've got it easy this week. I believe it is just Formula One.
As far as I'm aware, yes. I will, however, check the full schedule just to confirm. Okay. If you're actually at the circuit, you get more.
Yeah,
You get,
but nothing that we talk about.
nothing that's broadcast for us. You get the Super Series and the Porsche Carrera Cup Asia.
Get in. What's the Super Series?
Don't
Don't
know.
know. It's literally called TSS, the Super Series.
Yeah,
Is it like F4 or something?
probably.
The way that it says, it gives me Super Formula vibes,
Mm.
which would be really cool, but it's obviously not.
But yeah, so just Formula One this week. So before we get into the preview, let's talk about the news. First of all, some surprising but good news, at least it's surprising in my opinion. All 10 teams stayed under the cost cap in 2022.
It's a bit of a shocker, but you know.
I've found out what the Super Series is,
Oh, this is more
and
interesting.
it's a 25 strong entry of GT3, GT4, and GTC class cars.
Intriguing.
So it's multi-class racing.
Mm. And the Singapore street circuit.
Yeah, that's going to be carnage.
Where overtaking is so straightforward and simple.
Yeah, can Sky broadcast this, please?
Yeah. Famous multi-class racing in Singapore.
But yeah, so all 10 teams underneath the cost cap. Discuss.
Dull, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone talked a big talk and then proceeded to still obey the rules.
Yeah. I genuinely thought I thought it was going to go one of two ways. It was either going to be like this, where all 10 teams were underneath the cost cap, or it was going to be like 6 or 7 teams had completely just given up on it because of how little a punishment Red Bull got the year before. It was essentially just a slap on the wrist and told not to do it again.
I'd have really loved to seen Aston and McLaren just to be above the cost cap, just to prove you can go from the bottom to the top, but you got to cheat to do so. And if you're willing to take that step, then you can.
Well, to be fair, that was last year's cost cap that they were under. This year's won't come out until Singapore next year.
So even
Which
when
then,
we
I
talk
guess,
about the
actually
cost
makes
cap,
sense as to why everyone made it, because we wouldn't have known that anyone went over the cost cap until about this point last year, where it's probably too late to just go on a spending spree without the FIA getting extremely suspicious.
The Williams have redesigned their entire car. AlphaTauri just wheel out the Red Bull.
it'd be incredible.
We have obtained this through... Right, imagine if somebody just brought a LiDAR machine to the garage and just stood there in front of the Red Bull garage and just scanned their car with a 3D laser scanner. We have obtained this through our own technology. These are our own lasers. This is now
these are our own design.
Yeah, exactly. You transform the 3D scan into your own AutoCAD, and it's a car. It's like photos, but better.
I think that one might be against the rules somehow. Not sure, but I think it just might be.
If it's not explicitly written in the rules, it's open to interpretation.
Fair. I can't say I meant
the penalty.
Especially if you opportunistically timed it perfectly, so that whenever the Red Bull sits at the end of the pit lane and waits, scan it. Imagine. I mean, the floor would probably be the trickiest bit, and that's probably the most important. So you just got to wait till Perez bins it, and then he gets lifted on a crane, and then you just get some photos underneath.
Yeah, just wait till Monaco.
And then you got the rest of the car done. Job's good.
Yeah, just wait until Monaco when he puts the car on its side.
Yeah.
But like they already get the Red Bull power unit, so they don't need to know how that's packaged because it comes pre-packaged. So AlphaTauri lead the world championship.
AlphaTauri world champions.
Next year,
Liam Lawson, you are the world champion.
AlphaTauri above the cost cap by about 50 million. Just no one cares. It'd be great.
Anyway, what else was in the news this week?
Racism.
Yes, Helmut Marko being Helmut Marko.
Classic old man Austria things. He is Austrian, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it he said? Checo is slow because he's South American or something along those.
Because
he's not even accurate though. Like Mexico isn't South America.
Yeah, it's Central America.
Yeah, he said that he doesn't. Basically, he said that he doesn't work as hard because he's from South America compared to Max and Vettel, and that's why he's this slow. Because he parties all the time. There's no need to bring any sort of race into it whatsoever.
Yeah.
There's no need to bring Helmut Marko to any kind of race, but you know he's still
That's
there.
true. Yeah, but Helmut Marko was a helmet essentially.
Helmut Marko's job as head of the junior driver program doesn't mean he should be anywhere near the F1 paddock. F2 and F3, sure. F4, fine. But like,
if he's going to be in the F1 paddock, he should be in the AlphaTauri garage.
Yeah, or just not at all.
Yeah.
I've got his quote, and he said, "We know that he has problems in qualifying. He has fluctuations in form. He is South American, and he is just not as completely focused in his head as Max is or as Sebastian."
Okay, so
what's the need for that?
So he's South American. So Felipe Massa wasn't as good. Rubens Barrichello wasn't as good. Ayrton Senna wasn't as good. Juan Manuel Fangio wasn't as good. Like we could go on.
South American, though, is he? That's the most annoying thing.
Yeah.
We should say Helmut has since apologised for these comments, but
we should say the Red Bull marketing team have advised Helmut Marko to apologise since then, like he'd do that off his own back.
That's probably so Formula One didn't take his paddock pass off of him.
It would sort of be funny if he just doubled down on it, though, wouldn't it? You know what?
Mexico is South America.
Yeah. They need to stop partying all the bloody time.
Who was it Formula One took their paddock pass off of because of something he said?
Was it PK?
PK.
I think, yeah.
Must have been PK.
Yeah, wasn't it about Lewis Hamilton? He said something.
Yeah.
And Formula One just went, yeah, see how that former driver pass? We'll have that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's not just a former driver pass, though, is it? It's a former world champion pass.
Yeah, true.
He got fined 780k for racist and homophobic comments.
Damn.
That's PK, yeah?
Yes. From what I remember, I'm pretty sure he said the N-word. From what I remember. I can't remember what the homophobic part of it was. I obviously can't find it because I'm not.
Don't know, but where's Yuri Vips' fine?
In the post, I don't know. On stream.
I really want to see Yuri Vips return to racing, but only by a team sponsored by BWT.
Yeah, just in a pink car.
Pink car, pink overalls.
So good.
That would be good. Justice delivered.
Just see him in pink. Yeah.
And then just go and abuse him at every second.
Was there any other news?
There is a couple of other things. Also, I'll go with a slightly good first. Is EA are releasing a new rally game, WRC. This EA WRC is coming in November, and it's using the Unreal Engine, which is different to the Ego 4.0 they used for Dirt Rally and the F1 games. So, F1 might have a new game engine next year.
Hmm. See, I think I'd
And
like to see the F1 game on the Frostbite engine.
well, like FIFA,
Yeah, it's got good
because that's such a good game, isn't it?
But there was
We
other
don't
games.
want to see it on that. We want to see it on Unreal Engine because Unreal Engine has the potential for the most ludicrous ray tracing.
That's fair. Any other news? What was the other bit of
And
news?
I also want to speak about a footballer called Jordan Henderson because he's an absolute muppet.
Oh,
Um,
slagging
so
off your former captain. Oh,
yes, and you'll see why he left from Liverpool to Al Ettifaq. He came under scrutiny for the move, obviously, because um, he done a load of work for the LGBTQ community and all of that.
and now he works
And
in
he's
Saudi
just
Arabia.
yes,
Yeah.
which is fair enough. He first out came out and said that it wasn't for the money. Right, okay, right. It's fair enough. We just let that slide.
Press
Forget
X
about
to
it.
doubt, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just put it over there for now. He also said it's hard when the Saudi club announced him. They showed pictures of him and they put black and white over like the rainbow armband that he'd wear, which is mental, considering he was with us for 12 years almost. So even then, you could just say to the Saudi, just don't use pictures of him with the rainbow armband, because there'd be so many before that,
Yeah.
and just there's like no need to black and white it out. Like fair enough as to like their views and whatever. If they don't want to go through that, um, like
Yeah, if they don't want to promote
or
the rainbow.
yeah, just don't use photos with it in and black and white only the armband.
Yeah.
And so he done an interview last Tuesday that came out, and from questioning about this, he said, "It's hard for me to understand everything because it is a part of the religion. So if I wear the rainbow armband, if that disrespects their religion, then that's not right either. Everyone should be respectful of religion and culture." It's like it's just completely contradicting yourself.
Yep, good to
You
know.
do all the work that you've done, just put it in the bin. Oh, well, I did promote all of that to help the LGBTQ plus community and whatever, but you know what? It disrespects their religion and that. So you know, that's disrespectful to them. I won't do that anymore, will I?
And that's where I kind of
Like, it's
respect
crazy.
Formula One a bit more because although they can be like, oh, don't make political statements and stuff, if a driver shows up with a rainbow helmet in Saudi Arabia, they don't really say anything. They don't go, oh, you can't wear that. They just move
Yeah,
on.
which is fine, but it's also the issue with it in F1 because it is still an issue. It's like they say about the re-races one and all of that.
Hmm.
Why do we like go there then?
What I want to check is when we went there in 2021, did they still have the We Racers One like rainbow on the side of the safety car? If so, did they use it in Saudi Arabia?
Don't know. I
I
can't
can't remember
remember.
if the We Racers One rainbow was only for 2020 or if they kept it into 2021.
Not sure.
Yeah. And even then, with the re-races one, we use that, and like you still get people like Hamlet Marco and Nelson PK doing absurd and just
Yeah.
getting a fine and whatever and moving on. Crazy.
The world of people with a lot more money than us.
It's wild.
It's amazing what you can
So
get
yeah,
away with if you've got a spare few million quid, isn't it?
Yeah.
so yeah. There's also Henderson also said a thing about the working conditions. So obviously a load of people died while building the stadiums and all of that, and he said that he didn't see it, or
Well, no,
because
because
when
the
he was
stadium
there,
was finished
he
by the time we got there.
he
So
spoke to
basically, he
some
didn't see
workers
it, so it
there.
didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I was fine with what he
Jesus,
said.
Jordan. Anyway, this is a Formula One podcast.
Yes, but it's also towards the issues involved around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I think we actually meant to bring that up before we spoke about helmet and then got it the wrong way around.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, absolutely.
Here we
Jordan
go.
Henderson is also a helmet.
He said it was also quite shocking and horrendous, and it was quite hard for us to see. But when I went to Qatar and had the experience we had at the World Cup, you meet the workers there, and it was totally different.
Yeah, because the
Because the other
government
half of
will
them
have
dead.
Yeah.
the government will have
Right.
handpicked the workers that weren't going to
God.
say anything bad. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
Or the
mental.
workers that were there were actually plants.
Or just still alive and therefore
Mad.
happy to be there.
Yeah.
Um,
Cheers, Jordan.
It's broken!
Idiot.
Shall we talk Singapore?
Please.
There's a new layout for this season. The section where they go past the floating, well, not the floating grandstand, but the grandstand by the floating platform has been removed.
That's a floating grandstand.
Well, it's not floating grandstand.
If I go to a Grand Prix, I want to be on a floating grandstand.
Yeah,
so
that's just Monaco and all of the boats.
here's the new track map. Yeah, as we can see, the section that used to be here, the old turns 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, I think it was, are now gone.
Thank God for
And
that.
replaced
Can
by
we have
basically another straight.
Can we have the old
Um,
section shown up?
I will try and get that in a moment. And I'm surprised they haven't made this another DRS zone, to be honest. Give Singapore 4! Because it's just another straight, to be honest, and a chicane. That's prime
Yeah,
DRS.
Could they? I'd move the first DRS to 15, 16 maybe.
Or move
Although-
the third one. We don't really need... Well, sorry, the second one. The one between 13 and 14 could now be between 14 and 16.
Australia have 4.
Yeah, that's what I said. I thought there was going to be...
No.
They've maybe just a 4, but no. Apparently not.
But then the only thing is, how easy is it going to be to overtake into turn 16 now? Because if you use like the old layout,
Well, there's another 9 million corners between that and that.
like the way turn
as-
16 into 17 is, and like the little chicane bit is, it'd be difficult to overtake there anyway.
Here's the old track map. It's a bit congested because it's also got all the grandstands and everything on it. But if we zoom in a bit, if it'll let me, you can see... So it's 15, 16, 17... Well, 15's still there, the wee kink, but 16, 17, 18, and 19 have all been deleted. And they basically just go straight behind this this old grandstand now.
Hooray!
Alright, these are all those that crashed at the tunnel.
Yeah. And then straight down to the 2021 chicane, which is now 16 and 17, I believe.
Oh, we're not going to get any more fun moments. What was that turn? Oh, I don't know. Where everyone just runs straight on instead of turning left.
18, that was.
Under the bridge.
Yeah.
Good old Danny Rick.
Could they
Parking it.
change what turn 18 is there?
This includes the streaming.
What turn 16 is to make it like more of a 90-degree or whatever, to try and make it more of an overtaken zone.
Say that again?
Like, you know, the way turn 18 is there, or like turn 16 now.
Yeah.
The fact it's like, what, a 60-degree right chicane.
Yeah, the new 16 and 17. Yeah.
Could they make it a little sharper?
Well, just reprofile the corner.
Yeah, just to try improve overtaking in that area.
Possibly. Although I think it will be quite a good overtake area
Someone's
now.
making a lunge.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't.
It might be a
Whether
good
it comes
area
off or
if
not.
fight back after after a pass with DRS on the last straight, you could then like dump your battery and use the slipstream to come back into that corner. So it could actually be a half decent racing section now that we don't have the 4 clunky corners. Because admittedly, I hated driving that section in the game.
Oh my god, we got it on tape. Chris said he hated part of Singapore.
Yeah, I did hate driving that. To be honest, I don't enjoy the track on the game at all. But it's not as bad as some tracks. But
4K.
yeah, I didn't. I enjoy watching the races around that track. I don't really enjoy driving that track so much. And we're still stuck with the old layout on the game because they don't like updating
There's a new
these
layout
things.
now.
Oh, they added it.
Yeah, with when they added Danny Rick on the last patch.
Oh, okay, I've not played it since the last
I've
patch.
not
To be
played it
honest.
either.
I've only played.
Rich is the last person to play it, which is crazy.
Well, that was what, Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might be. No,
Thursday or Friday? I don't
Might be Friday.
know. Oh, it was
one of the
Friday
days.
because it was late. I went later than I should have. Way
Well,
later
in
than I
that
should have.
I will give it a try at some point before the Grand Prix weekend.
I was
Um,
getting through the breaking
Enjoy.
point.
If you get into your breaking point.
Yeah, I think I went past mine.
Yeah.
Outbraked myself.
You were trying to break Devin Butler. That's what you're doing.
I did
shall
the
we
bare
talk?
minimum with that man.
Shall we talk predictions then?
Sure.
We still need to go through last week's predictions. We didn't go through them last week.
Oh, all right, okay. I was dead confused. I was like, there was no race. What?
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. So
Which ones did we not? What?
Italy.
Did we not go through them?
I don't think we did.
I thought we did. Yeah, we definitely did.
Do you know what? We don't have time for a VAR check. So Richard, just give
I'm
us the
doing a VAR
scores.
check.
Don't do the breakdown. Just the scores.
But I'm in the lead on 64. Nia's in second on 63. Ben is in third on 60. Chris is following on 55, and Sonia is in last on 50.
Good enough.
Me and Chris got bold predictions right, and Ben won Lapdown Showdown.
Cool.
Done.
Singapore. Shall we start with pole position and start with Nia, who's not here this week? What are we thinking for Nia's predictions?
Liam Lawson, pole position.
Yeah, sounds good. Ben, pole position, please.
Max Verstappen.
Richard.
Max Verstappen.
I too shall go with Max Verstappen.
And Sonia has also gone for Max Verstappen.
The podium. I think Nia's going to go for a Liam Lawson win.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
With
what a race.
Ben, who do you think second?
Alex Albon, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think Stroll finally puts in a performance as well.
Stroll going to come third. Yeah,
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's fair.
That's probably the only actual chance of points for Nia on that.
Yeah.
If that gets three,
If
I'm
that
gonna be
gets 3
so
points.
annoyed.
Yeah, because she could get 3 points from being in the right position.
We put Stroll for win. Lawson in third.
No, we're committed now.
That's when Lawson gets third anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Just sheer chaos and Liam Lawson finishes third. Ben, your podium, please.
Verstappen, Leclerc, Hamilton.
I'm going to go Verstappen, Hamilton, Perez.
Sonia has gone for Verstappen, Hamilton, Piastri. And I have gone for Verstappen, Perez, Sainz.
Boring.
Bold
Wow.
prediction. Nia's bold prediction shall be that there will be not a single yellow flag.
You said that.
What was that, Ben?
No, there's not going to be a single yellow flag.
Oh, come on, it's
Nia's
Singapore.
just winning
That's
this week,
impossible.
apparently, okay?
Yeah.
Somebody just has to sneeze in the wrong part of the circuit and there's a yellow flag.
Exactly. Richard.
I mean, I was going to say, like, no safety car, but... I don't know anymore.
You can quite easily say no safety car because there has been a safety car every single
year.
race, hasn't there?
Yeah.
Fine, I'm going no safety car.
Ben?
I'm saying Lawson to keep his race streak against Yuki Tsunoda by beating him at every race.
And I'm going to go with no Ferrari strategy cock-up. They're just slow.
Bold.
Okay.
There's going to be 2 weeks in a row.
Can't
Ferrari
wait
don't
for,
fuck up the strategy.
Can't wait for the refueling incident again.
If that happens, that's insane. They just, for some reason, decide to refuel the car.
They've underfueled the car so they can't count.
Lap down showdown. Nia's going to go with Max Verstappen, 2 laps down, lap 2. Ben.
I'm just going to say no one.
Ooh. Okay. That's a spicy one.
Yeah, I couldn't really be bothered to put up with one, so no one.
I'm going for Magnussen on lap 36 and 1 lap down.
I'm going to go with Stroll, 1 lap down, lap 3.
Damn, okay, so you're saying he gets involved in an incident quite early on.
Yes.
I love how nobody's actually picked the Freedom Eagle this week.
That's true. And we also forgot to say how many laps there were of Singapore. There will be 62 laps this year scheduled.
It's new.
Scheduled is an important word in Singapore.
I also love the fact that they haven't actually got a track lap distance on the website yet. I'm assuming there actually is on the FIA documents.
Or a race distance. Well, the FIA documents won't be out yet because it's only Monday.
Good point. Those will come out
usually
on Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, it's usually Tuesday, Wednesday that they come out for the track map.
So.
Do we have anything else left to talk about? I'm just going to quickly check that they haven't snuck that document out or if it's in the media pack.
No, I'm good.
Ben?
But
anything else you want to talk about?
Max Verstappen needs to lose a race.
Red Bull need to lose a race. I don't think a team should ever get a 100% record. That's not what Formula One's about. Please. Please no. Let someone else win. Just one. I don't even care who it is. It could be Haas.
Laughs in.
Just let someone win.
Laughs in Fangio.
Since the advent of the Constructors' Championship, no team has done 100%.
Did they not bother with that in the 50s?
I don't think they did. I'm sure I've seen, unless they were just talking about the modern era of Formula One, where
That's
they take it from like
probably
the eight.
more likely.
I think the closest is McLaren, where they only lost one race.
Um, we might have spoke about it last week. I don't know though. Was it Toto said that Lewis's teammates were better than Max's
It was
teammates? Someone
Lewis that
said it.
said it.
It was Lewis.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Probably true.
And yeah,
Lewis's teammates were
we
Jensen
did
Button.
touch on that. But
It's all the evidence.
until we find
That
someone...
Marco had out with something else, and was like, "Oh yeah, Max's teammates are better than Lewis's or something." I'm sure I read something with helmet.
But until we
hit out in
find someone
our
that can
reply.
actually go toe-to-toe with Max, we can't say.
Yeah,
That's the problem we've had. We haven't had anyone that can actually take it to Max on a level playing field. Nobody's been able to match him.
With
So,
the of Lewis Hamilton, who had to do it in another car.
yeah, but the point I'm making is until we find a place where you can compare them equally and you have two drivers that are reasonably equal in a car, then that gives you the benchmark for how they stack up against the other guy's teammates. Because yes, on paper, Lewis's teammates are more difficult. Fernando Alonso, two-time world champion. Jensen Button, world champion.
Yeah.
Nico Rosberg, world champion.
World champion.
But
Valtteri Bottas, pro bowling
He's up
player.
there.
Valtteri Bottas, pro
better than
wingman.
Paris.
Yeah,
So until we get to a point where there's somebody, because if Max just beats everyone, then it doesn't matter how good his teammate is. They could be the best driver in the world, but if they can't beat Max, then it doesn't matter. The comparison is null and void.
They aren't the best driver in the world, then, are they?
Exactly. It's like, but if Max beats everyone, even if Michael Schumacher Prime went into that car, like peak 2000 to 2004 Schumacher got in that car and couldn't beat Verstappen, then, it doesn't matter if every other teammate that Lewis had was just as difficult. Max has still beaten like everyone. It's one thing to make the comparison, but until we actually have a benchmark, then it's pointless.
yeah.
The problem is we haven't found anyone that can get close to Max.
I feel like if you want to beat Max, you're going to have to be a different team. Because you're just going to have to bank on their car just being so much better than the Red Bull.
Yeah, because Red Bull are just too geared toward Max.
I mean, can you blame them? Max has enough points on his own to be leading the Constructors' Championship.
But I think if they hadn't made them the golden child and basically built their car around them, Sergio would be a lot closer.
Sergio's only been there the last couple of years.
I still feel like Max would be winning, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't dispute that Max would be winning, but I think the gap would be a lot closer. I think it would be similar to Lewis versus Nico in 2014, for instance, where it was quite close. Yes, they were annihilating the rest of the field, but it went down to the final race.
Paris wouldn't bring Max to a final race.
So
maybe last 5.
Considering the championship is essentially over already, and we're only on round 16.
Yeah.
What, 24, 23?
23.
Like, that's the strange thing. Round 16, which is actually only round 15 when you consider the fact that we didn't race in Imola. Of 22. And he is 145 points ahead.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, like, Bottas had seasons like this, where Lewis was just wiping the floor with him. Sure, Bottas would pick up the occasional dub, but Lewis was way out in front, and Lewis wrapped up the championship in Turkey that one time. That was 3 rounds from the end of the season still.
That was
2020.
2020, and Lewis won the championship by 124 points that season.
That's still a massive gap.
There's a lot
Max
less
is
races
already
as well.
further ahead
Yeah.
than that.
Well, what I'm saying is, big gaps aren't uncommon when you get to this sort of
Yeah,
domination.
it was under 100 points in 2019, under 100 points in 2018. It was only just under 50 points in 2017. Nico Rosberg won by 5 points in 2016, 60 points in 2015, and 70 points roughly in 2014.
So what we need to do is find someone that can go toe to toe with Max. Daniel Ricciardo
isn't
was
Lando
probably the
Norris
closest one.
as well.
Yeah, in
by the way.
terms of in Red Bull, Daniel Ricciardo, and if we're talking about from other teams, then it would have to be Lewis Hamilton in 2021.
Yeah.
Red Bull saying, "Oh, I think it's Helmet that said they're looking at Lando for 2025."
Yeah.
I don't think Lando should
filthy
go to Red
hands
Bull.
off him. Oh,
I really don't think Lando should go to Red Bull. I don't think it would
be like my worst nightmare come true. Hate it.
Because I think Lando would. I hate to say it because he is a really good driver. I think he would struggle at Red Bull because I think the driving styles are too different and the car just wouldn't work for him. I think it would be very similar to Danny Rick and Renault.
It's just...
It would definitely make and break Lando's career.
Yeah, it would either fly or go in the bin.
It's
Fly
one of
or
those
die.
ones that's like... Lando's put so much effort into the McLaren team that you can understand him staying to keep them going. But equally, you can understand him leaving if they're not putting up their end of the bargain.
Yeah. If McLaren aren't fighting for world championships, then absolutely. Like,
you're not there.
Any driver wants to go to the team that wins world championships.
Yeah, no driver is there just to be there. Like, you're there to try and win, to try and so if you're in a bottom team, you're there to prove yourself.
Well, sorry, let's correct that. No driver on the current grid is there just to be there. Kimi Räikkönen.
Okay, yeah, fine. Kimi was the obvious exception to that. He was just there for a Sunday drive.
He's just a hobby for me.
But
can you imagine how good Kimi was when he actually cared?
Well, he won a world championship.
even then, I feel like he wasn't that
Even
bothered.
before that,
I feel like early 2000s was when he cared.
What is it? 2005 when the McLaren
came close.
There's one season where it was just breakdown prone or whatever, and it cost him quite a lot. Early 2000s, there was a couple of chances that he had against Michael, but he should have won. I feel like it was 2003. He could have won that year.
But yeah, time will tell in terms of driver moves.
We should one episode. We should just create our ultimate F1 driver.
Ultimate F1 driver or Ultimate F1 grid?
Yeah, probably grid and calendar. That'd be good.
Yeah, that would
Off-season.
be. Yeah.
Note that down. Off season, ultimate driver calendar and grid. It's definitely not that Vauxhall Corsa gone fast.
Anyway,
My headphones are so good, I barely heard it.
Yeah, we can hear
we
it.
did.
It's my beautiful microphone for you.
I think that wraps up this week's episode of the Turn 5 podcast.
The Vauxhall Astra outro.
Thank you very much for watching. We will see you next time where we will be reviewing the Singapore GP. And this isn't a double header, is it? We've got some time off, or are we straight into Japan?
Week off then, Japan.
So, yeah, we will be reviewing, and then the week after, preview. No, there is no week off.
Double header.
A double header. So next week we'll be reviewing Singapore and previewing Japan.
And I'll be a year older. Goodbye.
Bye,
You'd be a
everyone.
few days older and then add a year on to your birthday. Or whatever.
I'm a year
Shut
older.
up, Ben. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, cool.